Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Leighton. We have Brigitte, Cueter, Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. wants a more dynamic interpretation of the Mutual Defense Treaty between the Philippines and the United States amid China's heightened aggression in the West Philippine Sea. Under the pact, the U.S. is obligated to help defend the Philippines if Filipino forces, ships, and aircraft come under an armed attack. During the budget briefing of the Department of National Defense before the House Committee on Appropriations on Thursday, Teodoro said ongoing talks to broaden the interpretation of the Defense Pact will also cover the interpretation of an armed attack and possibly tackle interoperable measures to address China's creative tactics. He noted that the MDT will neither be amended nor will new EDCA sites be built. The Assurance Com says top Philippine and American officials visited the Basa Air Base in Pampanga, one of the country's 9 enhanced defense cooperation agreement sites. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. joined Indo-Pacific Command Head Samuel Paparo to inspect upgrades done in the EDCA facility.
It's more for strategic purposes because China uses non-lawful and system of aggression which a static interpretation and static processes will not address. But it entails perhaps interoperable measures to address China's creative and varied tactics on a defense-to-defense level. Now, there are other ways that China does what is supposedly, what we know is illegal, but illegally. For example, the use of maritime militias, CCG vessels, which are actually naval vessels. So this kind of an environment is an environment where we cannot work within set parameters.
House Assistant Minority Leader and Gabriela Women's Party Representative Arlene Brosas raised concerns over the proposal to broaden the interpretation of the MDT, saying it could heighten the risk of military confrontation.
Yung proteksyon na kailangan natin, no, yung mga treaties na ginagawa ng gobyerno, hindi sana yung makakalagkad talaga tayo sa mga giyera.
China is the greatest disruptor of peace in the West Philippine Sea. Kung gawin man natin o hindi ito, tutuloy-tuloy sila.
House Deputy Minority Leader and ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, meanwhile, questioned the increasing number of military exercises between the Philippines and other countries, as well as the move to negotiate visiting forces agreement with more countries.
Pag may mga exercises na ganyan, Mr. Chair, yung mga mangingisda natin na nabubulabog sila o hindi sila makapaglayag o hindi sila makapangisda.
Walang koneksyon ang fisher folk natin sa ang pagharang ng China sa fisher folk natin sa mga exercises. Ito po ay sariling gawa ng unilateral at illegal na activities ng China.
In a statement, the Chinese embassy said it issued a diplomatic note of protest to the Japanese embassy in the Philippines over its statement calling unacceptable the recent Chinese aggression in Sabina Shoal. China said it remains committed to properly handling maritime disputes with the Philippines through dialogue and consultation. On Thursday, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. received in Malacanang the Secretary General of the Hague-based Permanent Court of Arbitration, the international tribunal that ruled in favor of the Philippines in its maritime dispute against China.
Very happy that you were able to visit with us all, because we, of course, the Philippines right now, the Permanent Court of Arbitration is an important part of our foreign policy, considering all of the challenges that we are facing right now, and our continuing adherence to international law.
Of the 245 billion pesos requested by the DND to fund the Armed Forces of the Philippines modernization program next year, only 75 billion pesos was approved by the Department of Budget and Management for inclusion in the proposed budget. But this figure is 50% higher than the 2024 budget for AFP modernization, which was at 50 billion pesos. The proposed 2025 budget for the DND and its attached agencies under the National Expenditure Program is 254.1 billion pesos, 6.6% higher than the current year.
The Provincial Police Office Region 11 is maintaining police presence inside the Kingdom of Jesus Christ compound in Davao City as the search for televangelist Apollo Quiboloy enters day 6. Different law enforcement agencies have also been tapped to help implement the arrest warrant against Quiboloy and 4 others.
The PNP is not barred from engaging other government agencies. They think they could help sa proseso na mapadali po natin yung ating objective.
According to Police Brigadier General Roderick Alba, the number of police personnel inside the 30-hectare property remains the same. Alba explains the arrival of truckloads of police personnel on Thursday is part of their normal rotation. He says the fresh troops will only replace existing units.
Still the same number, no, yung 2,000 na binigay ng ating regional director. At ito po ay nagre-relibo lang, no, 24/7 to give time for others to rest.
Soldiers were also deployed as an augmentation force, but Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. on Wednesday said the military troops will only help the PNP maintain peace and order, and it will not be involved in serving the warrant of arrest since it is a police matter. KOJC Chief Legal Counsel Israelito Torion, however, believes the instruction to deploy soldiers came from Malacanang. Meanwhile, Alba confirmed reports that authorities have brought in equipment that will aid in their search. The KOJC believes this equipment are being used in drilling activities. The group sent a video to the media to back its claim. According to KOJC, the video was taken Thursday morning at its JMC building. The authorities also opened these manholes inside the compound in search for Quiboloy. KOJC continues to question the presence of authorities inside their property and the PNP search operation.
This is already an intrusive search, okay? And therefore, if you have to do that, you have to convince the court of the necessity and the reasonableness of using such equipments to bother or to interfere with the rights of property of the owners of KOJC compound.
Authorities, however, say they cannot give a specific timeline when the operation will end.
What is true is that we are being challenged, no, sa delay nung ginagawa ng ating mga law enforcers because of the resistance. Kaya nga po ang appeal namin, inulit ko na talaga ito na we're not after the members of the KOJC, even the church, no? Dahil we respect it. Ang amin po ay pinapatupad po yung pag-implement ng valid warrant of arrest from the courts.
However, some KOJC members will have to face the consequences of their actions during the police operations. The police filed obstruction of justice and direct assault charges against 29 church members. This stems from the barricade the followers set up earlier this week to prevent police officers from entering the KOJC compound. Police officials say at least 60 police personnel have been injured since the start of their operations. When asked if authorities are close to locating Quiboloy,
the information suggests kay General Torre na positive, positive. But as to whoever, we cannot for now explicitly give that information.
The Interior and local government said they are no more determined to push through with the search operation after a Davao court issued its clarification.
Nakatanggap kami kahapon din galing kay Judge Dualves mismo. Ang tawag niya ay Supplemental Clarificatory Order na siya mismo ang sinasabi niya na it does not cancel or nullify, to quote, the processes related to warrant of arrest. Both serve different purposes and are not contradictory with each other.
Despite this clarification, Secretary Benher Abalos says they will still challenge the temporary protection order granted to Kibuloy's group. He says the Solicitor General will file a petition for certiorari with the Court of Appeals. Amid the tension caused by the search operations, the Philippine Council of Evangelical Churches is calling on Kibuloy and his co-accused to consider surrendering to authorities. The group also urged the pastor to face his accusers, noting that no one is above the law.
The Philippine Benchmark Index in the red on the penultimate trading day of Ghost Month. PSEI closed at 68.91 after shedding nearly 1%. Value turnover was at 6.6 billion pesos. Rona Coba, Chief Investment Strategist at Trading Edge, says the pullback was expected.
Especially following the 10% rise that the index had over the last 2 to 3 weeks. So given that, some degree of profit taking is actually very much expected. Additionally, as you mentioned, the 7,000 level is an established resistance. In fact, the index peaked at this same level back in the first quarter.
In corporate stories, telecoms provider PTNT forms a new joint venture with Australia's Netlinks Limited. It said this partnership will seek to revolutionize network security and connectivity for businesses in the Philippines, even those in far-flung areas. The new JV will become Netlink's hub in the Philippines. It will also introduce IT solutions to enhance the digital infrastructure of Filipino enterprises. And S&P Global hikes to BBB its credit rating for Meralco. The credit watcher sees the power distributor maintaining its strong financial performance and the growth in its energy generation business. S&P also expects Meralco to generate steady cash flow from its distribution business while managing its leverage and growth spending in the next 2 years.
Dito na! Perfect!
How would you like to get high-speed internet for your home for less than $2 a day? That's right, for about $50 a month, you'll get lightning fast internet. Are you paying less than $50 a month right now for your internet? Then call Whole Home Connect right now for blazing fast internet at $50 a month with no price increases, no hidden fees, no contracts, no equipment fees. It's a great deal. And guess what? You can try it for 15 days. If you don't like it, you get your money back, but you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love the price. Internet for your home for $50 a month. That's less than $2 a day. Plus, no contracts, no equipment fees, and our 15-day guarantee. Call now.
Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. Again, 800-555-1212. Don't wait. Call us right now.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
ViaTimes, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. ViaTimes for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. ViaTime has very interesting columnists. You name it, ViaTimes has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call ViaTimes at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have a very exciting, very pretty, very popular lady from our community to interview today. And her name is Miss Zarah Nazarene, Tumbokon, Montalvo. Hi, Zarah. Welcome to our show.
Hello. Good morning,
Can you hear me
everyone.
all right? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Welcome to our show, Zarah. And I'm very proud to mention here that Zarah was the featured cover girl for the month of May in the ViaTimes Newsmagazine. Can you show us the cover of the ViaTimes for the month of May? All right, that is Zarah on the cover. Ang ganda! Ang ganda, Zarah. Okay. And Zarah on the cover of ViaTimes for the month of May was, we talk about her philanthropic work. And the title is Philanthropy Knows No Bounds When It Comes from the Heart. Hi, Zarah. You are Miss Philanthropy, huh? Okay. And can you please talk to us about your philanthropic work?
Okay. Every birthday that I have, every year, I always celebrate it in the Philippines, in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao by having feeding program, distribution of eyeglasses, distribution of slippers, and I sent also balikbayan boxes, and whatever I could afford to share it to them. And last April is my birthday, my 70th birthday. I celebrated it in month of May. I went home in the Philippines and have a dental mission in 3 different places, in Lanao del Sur, Tagum City, and Davao City. So this is 3 to 5 months preparation. And of course, the first thing you could do is love yourself and also concentration on your mission. Do it by your heart, and everything is so easy for you to do it. So we started in Lanao del Sur, and the town is Malabang community. And of course, I have 5 dentists with me, and just myself as myself within the family. And also, I connect with my other brothers and sisters there who helped me with my mission. And also, I connect with the mayor of Malabang to have our protection and security. And then from Lanao del Sur, we drove to Tagum City. It's a long driving, but I enjoyed it. And then in Davao City, in Tagum City, I connect my mission to my nephew, who happened to be the first board member in Tagum City, and he helped me a lot when it comes to accommodation with my dentist, my assistants with me, and he helped me with our setup of the things in this hall or the place and everything. And both Lanao del Sur and Tagum City, we have provided more than the number of recipients that we give service. And my nephew added a free haircut and also medical mission, which is the blood screening, blood pressure. And then from Tagum City, we were so happy that from Tagum City to Davao City, it takes only almost 1 hour or and a half. So I connect myself with the member of ISFS, which is also my Apo brothers and sisters. And they help me everything there too, the same thing as what the Lanao group and the Tagum City group did for me. And everything was successfully done. And I'm so happy and grateful of what I have done on my 70th birthday.
Okay. Zarah, is this kind of philanthropic work something that you do annually? Is it some kind of an annual trek to the Philippines to do your visual, dental, and whatever kind of support or help you do to our kababayans out there?
Yeah, I've been doing that since I came here in US and have a good job. I promised to the Blessed Virgin Mary. I visited this shrine in, the place in New York. I forgot it's New York, and that was 1984. There is a first American saint, Elizabeth Ann Seton. And from there, I kneel to the Blessed Virgin Mary that if I'm ever successful in America, I will promise to share the blessings that she will give it to me. So, and that's what I did, starting when I got a nice job. Every year, I always do this mission in the Philippines. Every year on my birthday, April, month of April. So in different places, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao.
So what is your most favorite organization that you're donating to every year?
I go to remote areas, and I was with my own organization where I really very active. Is it okay if I could say about my organization?
Yeah, you're quite active with the Alpha Pi Omega.
Yes, I would like to share about my organization a little bit about it. And Alpha Phi, I was a very active member of Alpha Phi Omega. It is a national co-ed service fraternity organized to provide community services, leadership, development, and social opportunities for college students. The purpose of the fraternity is to assemble college students in a national service fraternity in the fellowship of principles derived from the Scout Oath and Scout Law of the Boy Scout of America to develop leadership, to promote friendship, and to provide services to humanity, and to further the freedom that is our national, educational, and intellectual heritage. Alpha Phi Omega's primary focus is to provide volunteer service within 4 areas: service to the community, service to the campus, service to the fraternity, service to the nation, and the world.
Terrific, terrific. All right. Okay. When from the bottom of your heart, why do you do things, philanthropic things like this? And what do you see in the future? Are you still going to be going on for your philanthropic work? But how did you get started?
Right now, I'm still gonna go on with my services, even if I'm already retired, or even if I stay in the future, if I decided to stay in the Philippines, I still continue doing it because right now I'm preparing something in the Philippines. I prepared some. I started having this little property there for my project. Number one is Green Revolution, which is planting some vegetables, those eggplant, okra, or whatever that is really very important. That is really vegetables that is growing in the Philippines in our soil. And also putting some piggery or goat farming, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I myself is so excited too, because sometimes it's so boring to stay in a city life all the time. I want to experience this kind of life to be in the farm.
All right, very good. All right. So well, thank you for gracing our show today. And would you like to, before we sign off, would you like to say one last word to our viewing audience?
To my friends, family, and everybody, please share your blessings to the needy. I know most of us are doing it, and also to those who were not able to receive a blessings, still continue praying. God is always with us. He will always provide us and guide us. Just keep on communicating with Him. And thank you, everyone. And thank you for watching this show. Please continue watching.
All right. Maraming salamat, Miss Zarah Tumbokon Montalvo. At anong sasabihin ko sa iyo? Thank you for gracing our show today.
And thank you to Ate Vero for.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you guys.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very exciting, interesting personality, a Filipino American, and she's a lawyer, and she's running for judge in DuPage County of Illinois. And help me welcome Miss Hope Fatima Mercado. Hi, Hope. How are you?
Hi, Veronica. Thank you for having me. Kumusta sa inyo lahat?
All right. Kumusta? And I invited you here today because just like what I said in my intro, you're a lawyer right now, and you are running for judge.
DuPage County Judicial Court in the 3rd Sub-Circuit. So it's an there's a vacancy here in DuPage County. So that's where I'm vying for November election. So this coming November is not only the presidential election, it's also a local election here in DuPage County.
Okay, great. Oh, DuPage County. Okay, I live in Cook County here in Illinois, and she is talking about DuPage County, which is another big county here in Illinois, right?
Well, I used to live in Cook County, Veronica. We used to live in Cook County. Great place to live. But now I'm in DuPage County. I love it here. And I have to promote DuPage because I'm running for DuPage Court. But yeah, thanks for having me. I mean, it's an honor to be talking with you. I mean, because I've heard so much great things. And Veronica, you are indeed a trailblazer. I've heard it from so many people. And thank you for being there for the Filipino community. We need more people like you in Cook County.
Well, thank you, Hope. It's also my honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
I've heard so much about you too, and I'm really happy that we were able to connect. Okay, now as regarding to your candidacy as judge. Okay, so why are you running for this position?
That is a good question because a lot of Filipino Americans and all over, even my colleagues in Cook County and DuPage County, they ask me, "Hope, why are you running?" I mean, it's daunting. It's it's challenging in a sense. But why I'm running primarily, Veronica, I have to be honest, especially here in DuPage County, we need representation. We need representation on the bench. Right now, obviously, we don't have Asian American in DuPage Court, let alone Filipino American in DuPage Court. So there's lack of diversity, right? And that's where I come in. Representation is really important because to have that equality or to achieve equality under the law, Veronica, you need equal representation from all communities. So right now, we don't have that in DuPage. Cook County, I think we have several Filipino American judges, Asian American judges, African American and Hispanic. In DuPage, it's a different story. We don't have that. So if I'm elected, I need the support of all Filipino American communities and all communities here in DuPage. If I'm elected, I'll be the first Filipino American in DuPage Court. I'll be the first Asian American woman in DuPage Court. So the stake is high, and I'm working hard every day just to spread the word to everyone, all the residents in DuPage County. So that's primarily the #1 reason that I'm running. But secondly, obviously, I want the court to be fair. I want judicial independence. I don't want the court to be deciding cases based on politics, based on outside influence, based on special interest or anything like that. I want the court to just decide based on the rule of law. Most importantly, the rule of law, and also competence. And I've been a litigation attorney for over 20 years, Veronica. I've handled so many cases. I've handled diverse cases. And I've represented people and individuals, families from different walks of life, from different backgrounds. So I have that diversity of not only in my background, but diversity of practice, diversity of my legal experience in the law. So that's what I bring into the DuPage Court. All that and plus a lot more. So that's what I offer.
Okay, very good. As you've said, you're the first Asian American
to be running in this position in DuPage County. So you're opening the door for Asian Americans with what you're doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's time. It's long due here in DuPage County. And like I said, we have few Filipino American judges in DuPage, I mean, in Cook County, but zero in DuPage. And not a single Asian American woman in DuPage. So it is, I'm up for the challenge. And you know, it's when I started running back in September, late September, people told me here in DuPage, even my, the party that I'm running from, and other people, candidates, elected officials, they told me it's too late. Hope it's too late. Your opponents have campaigned 2 years prior, so it's too late. And that didn't deter me. I persevered, I moved forward, and my husband was a key factor in helping me get on the ballot, friends and family. Without them, I wouldn't be here talking to you about my campaign. So that's a key. Family support, friends and colleagues who truly believe that I can do it. And I know I can do it, Veronica.
Personally, what are your chances, do you think?
I have a very good chances. Why I say that is because of this. I can relate to people. I came from a background where, I came from a big family, a large family, immigrant family. And I'm the seventh child. So I have 9 siblings, 5 brothers, 4 sisters. Came from a really large family. My mother was a teacher for 45 years, and my dad was a small business owner for 50 years.
What province are you in the Philippines?
Oh, my dad's from Batangas, so that's north.
Batangas, Tagalog.
Right, Tagalog. And my mom, listen, my mom is from the south, from Mindanao.
Oh.
So north and south, right? And then they met in Manila. So I came from a humble background, came from a large family. I'm Filipino American. I came from a very devout Catholic family. So I was raised in a Catholic conservative values, and that's what I bring in. And I want to reflect, I want the court to reflect our community too, because here in DuPage, although we have a lot of substantial population of Filipino American, not all of them are engaged in civic. So I'm trying to educate our community to be involved, not only in social events, functions, parties, or picnic. Get involved, be active in civics, vote, register, and participate in the legal process, right? And political process. That is important because you cannot have a voice without participating. And that's what I think the Filipino American communities are lacking, not just in DuPage, but I think in Cook County too, Veronica.
Correct. Is there a big number of Asian population in DuPage?
There is. We have, I attended a few, actually several since I started campaigning. We have Taiwanese American, we have Korean American, we have Indian, Southeast or South Asian, the Indian population here, and of course the Filipino American population. I'm currently a member of the Filipino American Association of the South DuPage. Yes, FASAD. They call it FASAD. And obviously I've been invited a few events for the Filipino American seniors of DuPage. So I'm very, very engaged and involved in our communities here, but also I'm trying to reach out to other Asian communities. So my chances are pretty good. Let me tell you why. Because although I'm running, let me go back. Last primary election in March, I got the most votes of all judicial candidates for DuPage, Veronica. I am so blessed. I thought hard work and prayers work. I got the most votes of all judicial candidates for DuPage Court. So that was my, sort of sale pitch to people. Hey, I got the most votes. It's name recognition. I went door to door during the primary season, and I know it's they told me you have to work hard, you have to get yourself out there. I did that. I went church to church, train station, door to door. My husband and I and a few volunteers, they helped me spread the word, spread my name. So before the primary, that's exactly what it did. And guess what? It worked. Name recognition worked. And the fact that I'm reaching out to the community, not just my community, Asian American community, all communities of DuPage, they now know me. So my chances is I'm using the data from the primary, and also the fact that even though I'm running as a Republican candidate here in DuPage, being a minority woman, I think I'm confident that I may be able to reach out to the swing voters, independent voters, and Democrat voters.
Great, terrific. How big is the DuPage population of Asians?
Well, based on the the total registered voters, the last data, I'm using the last data, the latest data for the entire registered voters in DuPage, there is about approximately 670,000. I know it's not a lot. That's registered voters. And for my sub-circuit, Veronica, it's very limited, very narrow population. We're talking about only 91,000 in my sub-circuit. That means the voters, potential voters in my sub-circuit. But the totality of voters in DuPage, less than 700,000. It's not a lot. Maybe in population wise, maybe more than that, but the registered voters are only less than 700,000. Asian American voters comprise of, unfortunately, 10%, approximately 10% of that. And they're growing. Some of them may not be registered, so maybe the data is off because some of them are not registered. If you mobilize them and have them register before the election, I think I can get more votes out of the Asian American population. And that's my agenda, to mobilize the Asian American communities along with Filipino American communities to win. I plan to win in November, Veronica. I plan to win in November.
All right, very good. Well, Miss Hope, Fatima Mercado, living with your name like that, I hope that you are hopeful.
People tell me, I've heard people say, oh, that's your name. I thought that's a slogan. Well, I'm using that as a slogan, but it's actually, I tell people that's my name. So, you have to vote hope in November. So that's, it is, I'm using that as a campaign, hope, right? And I'm fortunate to have that name. And it's sometimes it's a pretty challenging to live up to that name, but I'm trying every single day to live up to that name, because my mom will be so disappointed if I don't.
I love it. Okay. Are you a member of the Filipino American Lawyers Association?
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, because they have my back. They're supporting me. I currently serve on the board of the Filipino American Lawyers Association of Chicago. I hope they can change it to Illinois. So I've been with FALA, the acronym for Filipino American Lawyers Association. I've been with FALA for I believe over 5 years now. And a colleague of mine, Janice Dantes, kudos to Janice. She's the one who actually, highly recommended or encouraged me to participate and get more involved within the legal community of Filipino lawyers in Illinois. So that was pretty interesting because, we need to have the support of the legal community too, not just our own community, but the legal community. They have to vet you, they have to support you, they have to recommend you, they have to endorse you. So I'm glad that they're behind, they're supporting me, that I have their unwavering support, and I'm really proud to be a member and be on the board.
Terrific. Okay, before we sign off, I want you to talk to our viewing audience. So there might be some DuPage County residents who are watching us now. Okay, to vote for you. Okay.
Thank you for that. So, mga kababayan, if you live in DuPage County, if you reside in Downers Grove, Woodridge, Westmont, Oak Brook, Darien, and a portion of Naperville, I need your support. Please help me be your candidate and elect me for DuPage Court, 3rd Sub-Circuit. I will be humbled and honored to have your unwavering support. If you want to know more about me, please visit my website at electhopeforjudge.com. And if you want to know more about me, you can call me, send me an email, or just, reach out to Veronica. She has my information. Thank you, Veronica, for this opportunity, and God bless you all.
Yay! Thank you, Hope. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Veronica. This is great. This is great.
And I wish you good luck. And
Thank you.
And also, don't hesitate to give us a call if you need some help for some more broadcasts.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, by the way, I just want to plug my 4th of July parade in Downers Grove, in downtown Downers Grove. I have my own lineup there, Elect Hope for DuPage Court. It's going to start at 1 o'clock. The parade start up at 1 o'clock in Downers Grove. So I want to plug that in. And Veronica, I have a next fundraising event in August 21 in Downers Grove. I'll be honored to have you there in my next event in Downers Grove.
All right, great. Would love to be there if I could make it.
I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email. I'll send you an email reminder. Thank you, Veronica, again. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Hope. Hope Fatima Mercado, a Filipino American lawyer living in DuPage County, and she's running for judge. Don't forget her name and her face, of course. She will be appearing in the show most of all if she wins the election. Of course, hopeful, right?
I will. That's the plan.
Right.
Win in November. Okay.
Maraming salamat. Hope.
Likewise. Thank you, Veronica, for this opportunity.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our communities has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer the question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
in order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be like someone to start that conversation.
You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents.
This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Brigitte Carino Cueter bringing you this week's local news from our community. A new pilot program utilizing the state's public libraries to improve court access will offer guidance for Illinoisans struggling to navigate the legal system on their own. The goal of the pilot is to help people without lawyers who may have limited technology capabilities or transportation challenges more easily access legal information and assistance at their local public library. Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias' office partnered with the Illinois Supreme Court's Commission on Access to Justice and the Chicago Bar Foundation to establish court access library centers in selected public libraries that offer space and dedicated equipment for residents without lawyers to appear in court remotely, obtain legal information and resources, and e-file and access court documents online. As the new school year gets underway, the Illinois Department of Revenue is reminding eligible taxpayers that they may claim back-to-school expenses for their K-12 students on their 2024 Illinois individual income tax returns. Both teachers and parents spend a lot of money in preparation for each school year, and that is why I encourage them to utilize valuable savings offered through both the Illinois Educational Expense Credit for parents and the Instructional Materials and Supply Credit for teachers, explained IDOR Director David Harris. It is important that they keep receipts for all qualifying purchases in a safe place so they can be accessed when it is time to file their taxes. The Illinois Education Expense Credit allows parents or legal guardians of a full-time K-12 student under the age of 21 to take 25% tax credit on qualified education expenses over $250 this year. The American Red Cross continues to experience a national blood emergency as remnants of Hurricane Debby and other severe weather events across the country have further complicated efforts to rebuild the nation's blood supply. Those in unaffected areas are urged to make an appointment to give now. Weather in recent weeks has added to the summer shortfall in donations by forcing the cancellation of nearly 60 blood drives throughout the country, many of which were caused by Debby, caused approximately 1,500 life-saving blood products to go uncollected. Annually, severe weather such as blizzards, tornadoes, floods, and hurricanes impact about 90,000 blood donations made to the Red Cross. Because blood has a short shelf life and can only come from volunteer blood donors, any disruptions in the ability to collect life-saving blood can have serious consequences for hospitals and patients. The group Muslim Women for Harris Walls has decided to disband following the Democratic National Committee's refusal to allow a Palestinian American to speak at the Democratic National Convention. The group's members, who had been fervent supporters of the Biden-Harris ticket, felt that their views were systematically ignored. The members of this coalition cited their inability to continue in good conscience as a reason for their dissolution. They stated that not being granted a platform to highlight the suffering in Gaza was a significant oversight by the party. The protest movement included uncommitted delegates advocating for an arms embargo to Israel and a complete ceasefire in Gaza. They organized a sit-in outside the convention demanding a Palestinian speaker to take the stage. City dwellers are less likely to be healthy, happy, and well off than people living in outside urban areas, a new study reports. Instead, there is a suburban Goldilocks zone between cities and rural areas where people are happiest, researchers report. Areas near cities but beyond their boundaries show the highest and most equal levels of psychological satisfaction, said lead researcher Adam Vineman, a psychologist and doctoral student with the University of Amsterdam's Center for Urban Mental Health. For the study, researchers analyzed data on 156,000 people aged 40 and older, drawn from the UK Biobank, a major health research database. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Brigitte. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
It's hard to